So there's a lot of talk out there about the intellectual elite and how they had left behind there's a lot of Americans who feel left behind. And while I get that, I believe the bigger problem is what had happened was we are no longer having conversations in a way that is productive. We have come into the dawn of the social media, and that's where all our conversations occur. And what we notice, though, and what we should be noticing, is that people come with fully formed opinions, and they just bash against each other. There's no discussion. We're not having any kind of dialogue, so we can't, there's no depth to our conversations. It's just, I said this, you said that. I said this, you said that. I said this, you said that. And nothing grows from that. And you have two people speaking at each other instead of conversations occurring where we try to get to the bottom of the thing. And when we have anonymity, there's no desire to get to the bottom of things. Chances are if that conversation happened in person, it wouldn't go the way it does. But nowadays, we rarely have conversations in person. Granted, back when we did do a lot more conversations, there were one or two people that you'd run into who would just be off the wall with their mindset and just really close off the conversations. And you'd be like, all right, let's go ahead and move on. They're the outlier. What has happened is a lot of those outliers have amplified their voices online. Maybe it's the echo chambers or whatever, or those people who normally don't... Those people who do get online and say stuff, they have strong feelings. Most of us are like right in the middle there somewhere. And so we get these extremists out there going back and forth, and that's what we're being inundated with, are these extreme ideas, back and forth, back and forth, and back and forth. So we think that, hey, this is America. It's so divided by these extreme ideas, when it really isn't. It isn't. We just hear those extreme ideas a lot in America because we're so addicted to our social media. We're screened in most of the time that we're not having real life conversations. And so when we're void of these real life conversations, we think that everybody is so far apart. Everybody is so extreme in their things. And then we have people who come out here and they kick it up, and they play to that. And say what you want about my opinion, but let's be real. There was politicians out here that was kicking it up and really playing into that, and we fell for it. Hook, line, and sinker. Hook, line, and sinker. And what it does is it weakens us, the American people. It doesn't weaken the politicians. They don't care. They'll still play their games. The more divided we are, the easier we are to conquer. And we're failing to see that. We're failing to play to counter that. And we're thinking, oh, we'll just put this person in, this person in, this person in, this person in, and then leave it at that. No, that person goes in, hold their feet to the fire. Like, now you need to do America what you said you're going to do for America. Don't go up in there and start patting your pocket, make your life better. You and your friends gonna be okay. But what about the people that you're supposed to be serving? We need to understand it's a job. And if they ain't doing it right, get them out of there. Get them out of there. We also need to understand the separation of church and state is there for a reason. They're two very powerful organizations. You put them together, you have one. That's no good. That's no good. You can't give too much power to one person. You can't do that. And I don't think that Americans these days understand that. Too much power is absolutely a bad thing. Absolutely a bad thing. And the church shouldn't have it. One person shouldn't have it. Absolutely not. We need those checks and balances to ensure that because we are America, where we want to give people their freedoms, you can't have just one thing. We're not some country over here that they're all Christians or they're all Muslim, they're all this, and that's their country's decision. We're not that. So don't try to make us that now, and that's the problem. There's a lot of people who think that, hey, my idea of what America looks like is what should be America for everybody. And we know that that's not what it should be. It really isn't. You gotta get in here, leave people the fuck alone, and do what you do. That's what you need to do in America.